How do you feel about that, Luke?
Feeling like it's gonna be a good one.
This is who we've got.
Luke, we believe in you.
Yeah, Luke, we got you, baby.
Because we don't know how to operate any of this stuff ourselves.
I
So.
couldn't touch any of this, so Luke, we're rolling with you, Luke. We're rolling with you. We're going down. It's better than how we just spent our last 10 hours of litigation.
Here for week 5, and that could be it, right?
That's the intro. That means we're
What
back.
about action?
That's
Go.
our boy, Luke. He's running this thing. He's our producer. He's as crazy as we are. 2 lawyers, Rob and Garrett, coming back to you with legal formation. Week 5, coming off of an unbelievable week 4, ups and downs, gutters and strikes. We got the G money out of the 305. Cousin Garrett, talk to me about last week. G, how did you fare? What did we go for?
I went 3-2. I was a little late getting off the Philadelphia stock. I was kind of thinking of these teams as stocks, and I'm like, I was a little late getting off the Philadelphia bandwagon, and I was a little late to jump on the Detroit bandwagon. So
Detroit at
go
home.
3-2.
Killers.
Rob killed it. 4-1.
4-1.
Only his boy Josh Allen let him down, but that was the only miscue on Rob's
And
side.
you talk about let down, I mean, just got rolled out of Baltimore. You called that. You said at home, you said Baltimore was going to be a different team.
Yeah.
And they were.
But I called a lot of field goal games and we've had a lot of blowouts. But hey,
Yeah,
a winning pick is a winning pick.
past week. But on the year, if my numbers are right, you're still 12-9. You're in the green, pal.
Yeah, we're in the green.
I'm at 13-8, so I'm a game ahead. But folks, here's the main key. Over the last 2 weeks, 8-3. That means your boy's picking 73%. Take that to the bank. We're pulling it from the Hard Rock bets, Hard Rock Tampa, Hard Rock Miami, because of the Tampa-Miami connection. Garrett, though, is going to get us started week 5. First game up. This one right here, cousin, is the one that gives me jitters, gives me a little butterflies. Bucks at Falcons, Thursday night, 8:15. Let's go. Well, who do you got? Talk to me.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this, and Atlanta, I don't think they've been too impressive this year. They got a last-second field goal to beat, I think it was the Saints last weekend at home in Atlanta. So I'm kind of seeing them, maybe they're a little high coming off that win. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to run into Tampa, who's starting to get a little train going here.
Let's go.
With their momentum. I think Tampa
Wind in
looks
the
at this
sails.
as business trip, go a quick little shoot up to Atlanta. Thursday night, let's keep it rolling over from Sunday. Falcons are still high off their win. They're not going to be expecting to get punched in the nose. So give me the Bucks and a spread. The Bucks are actually getting 1.5 here, which is almost a pick'em game, but I'll take the Bucks to cover. I think they're in a good spot here.
Going Tampa Bay on the road.
Yep.
In Hotlanta. I like it. I like it even more if they were getting 3. This is another one where the Hard Rock just teases you in to say, hey, even money, can they do it? Here's the stat lines that I like, folks. Our boy Mayfield comes in, throws for 347 last week, goes 30 for 47. That's about 64% completion rate. Puts up 2 TDs, should have been 3. I think it was Shepard in the end zone who dropped one. But most importantly, slow starts. What did I say last week? I said, look, we've had 6 quarters that we can't get this offense going again, going back to the Detroit game. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, well, they fixed that. They put up 24 points in the first half. Should have had another 6 with Baker jumping that beautiful pass in the end zone. Only thing I didn't like, I get it, we were running the ball, we're slowing it down, only put 3 up in the fourth quarter. But overall, if you look at the receiving core, got Evans involved early, multiple targets. The guy threw, I think, to everybody on the team. Because of that, what your point said is I think the offense is gelling, defense beat up, big difference maker, the big fella, Veda in the middle, just jamming the crap out of the run.
He had some nice plays.
Guy was the beast. I like it. Brady won't be on the call on Thursday. I'm taking the Bucks because of what I'm looking as the stat line. I don't know if Baker can play any better than he is. Should have been NFC Player of the Week. Probably will go to golf because of what he did on the last night, Monday night game. But I'm going with Cousin Garrett. I'm going with the G money. Can't go against them. I'm taking the Bucks with the points, 1.5, going in for the upset at Atlanta.
And I'm looking for a big game for Mike Evans. I thought he looked good last week. Atlanta's pass defense has been a little better than the run defense, but I'm looking for Evans to get a touchdown. So I might look at that as well to put something on that.
Let's be honest. Brady, I think, watched our show last week. Is what did I say? Get Evans started early. Get the guy the ball. He hasn't been involved. What do they do? First pass of the game. They hit him on the little out route. First quarter, hit him in the back of the end zone. So, hey, Brady, holler at me, dude, if you're watching the show. I appreciate it. Maybe we'll have you on as a guest.
All right.
Figure it out.
Rob, I'll tee you up for the next one. We
Yeah.
got on Sunday at 1 o'clock, we got Miami at New England.
Jesus.
Right now, the Patriots are favored by 1 point.
These poor Dolphins.
So what's going on your side on this one?
Man, last night was almost unbearable. I couldn't. Like,
They couldn't
my-
gain a yard. They
my-
couldn't gain a
My
yard.
heart bleeds, dude. I want the Finns to be better. I want them to be. But I can't. I don't even know if their quarterback understands the offense. It looked like they couldn't even get off the line.
I agree with you. The offense is too complicated. Mike McDaniel, you created this offensive
Monster.
system that only one person in the whole world can run, and if he's not out there, then it all falls apart. I mean, that's
All the movement.
for all the smart coaching everyone thinking this guy's
All the
doing. It seems
formation.
like that's a giant hole there. So
I mean, dude, are they just going to have to start running off tackle and say, hey, look, we just got to pound the rock. What are we going to do?
well, they're missing Mostert, one of their best running backs. I'm thinking Tyreek Hill in the Wildcat.
Anything.
I mean, they got to do something.
Based on what I saw,
It's
and
ugly.
strictly just because the Patriots are at home, Patriots are favored by 1, again, even money. But I think the Patriots, who, by the way, haven't shown anything all year, I think just because they have a quarterback that's played in 5 weeks, gets the edge, gets at home, I think the Dolphins chalk up another L. Instead of me wanting them to win, I'm going with my head instead of my heart. I'm taking the Patriots at home.
Oh yeah, Miami has no chance based on what we've seen the last 2 weeks. Totally different team. I think the Patriots are going to be looking like the Titans to say, okay, we're not that strong of a team. Our wins might be limited this year. Here's one we can go get against a third-string quarterback that I know Huntley's has a good track record. He's a veteran. I'd rather have him under center than some of the other guys that they have, but I think they just look at this and say, we got to win this one, guys. We got to put a win on the board for the home crowd. So
maybe
yeah,
if it's
I
late
like the
fall
Patriots.
and it's freezing, I feel better about the Patriots pick too. But I think the Dolphins are just too banged up, man.
yeah,
they got just too many
they can't do
injuries.
anything. They
They
can't do
can't
anything right
survive
now,
it.
and they're not going to fix it in 6 days. So
Good point. All right, that's throws us over. Short week, by the way, folks. We've only picking 4 games. We've had a bunch to pick in the past weeks. A lot more games going on. All right, cousin Garrett, Steelers, Cowboys in Pittsburgh. We both took Cowboys on the road with the spread. They covered. We win. But now, how about them Cowboys marching into Pittsburgh? Different game. Hard Rock's got giving Cowboys 2.5, almost giving them a field goal. Easy on the money. Are they going to come back? Are they going to show some offense? Did they show you enough to go into Pittsburgh and smack that defense around and walk out with a W?
no way. Pittsburgh's defense, I think, is just too good. Dallas, I think they're still working out a lot of issues. I think they got to be kicking themselves at the running back position. Don't really have anybody there. And so I think Steelers' defense is just too good. I mean, I'm not in love with their offense. Justin Fields makes some nice plays, and then some plays you're like, what the heck
Scary.
is going on? But I think they're got enough to get it done Sunday night against the Cowboys. And it's a great matchup. I mean, you got 2 of the most traditional, classic teams,
Franchises.
huge amounts of fans all over the country and the world rooting for Cowboys and Steelers.
That's a
but
great 8:20 game on a Sunday.
It's a great matchup, but I like the Steelers strictly based on their defense carrying them.
And that's where that 2.5 number comes in for me. You know, if they can keep the score, you know, if this is not going to be a barn burner, if we're not lighting it up, if we're not going down the field, I like the Steelers D. I hear the Cowboys with Parsons and everybody chirping and the offense and trying to get them going. But again, one thing that we haven't seen from the Cowboys to me so far this year, I haven't seen a running game. And because they can't pound the rock, I think that gives Tomlin an opportunity, Watt to get nuts, to really scheme something up from the defensive standpoint, to come after that quarterback, to really go to places that they're not comfortable with. I think you're going to see him have to move out of the pocket. I think he's going to be scrambling for his life. I don't think he does well on the run and throw. I think he likes to sit back in the pocket. I don't think he's going to be able to do that with the Steelers in a close game. I agree with you. I'm going Steelers at home. I do think the home field is a difference maker on an 8:20. Lights are on, big time game. Steelers, even though they're giving up the 2.5, I'm going with Steelers.
Get the terrible towels out.
That's it.
Sunday night.
Let's say, hey, to our boy Ronnie, from the MIA, let's start waving him around. We see you working down there in South Florida, big fella.
All right. In short weeks, like Rob just said, so go to Monday night. We have the New Orleans Saints at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, do you got the guts? Do you got the guts? That's
Right
the
now,
question.
Tuesday afternoon, the Hard Rock's got the Chiefs favored by 5.
And we live and die by the early numbers, folks. We don't change them and say, oh, the spread changed, so we actually won. We don't. We stand by the Tuesday picks on how we're picking them today.
So what do you think about that one?
I'm going to say something here that's probably going to shock the universe.
Oh, boy.
I'm going Saints
Wow.
on the road at the Chiefs.
Wow.
Now, I'll be the first one to say that, hey, I said last week, I'm not going, or 2 weeks ago, I'm not going against Mahomes until the guy gets beat. The guy
true.
wins every close game. But here's my logic. A, Mahomes already won one for me, all right, in the close nail biter. Number 2, Saints in the past 2 games have lost by a total of 5 points. They've been in every game. They're pounding it. They're playing well. Yes, they're getting beat. They're getting a little bit upset, especially with how they started. On the other hand, Chiefs winning squeakers. They're winning games by 2, by 3, by late field goals. They're staying in it. And I think if I read the report right from the injuries, they just lost a big-time wide receiver. I think ACL injury. Did I say
Yeah,
that
but the
right?
Chiefs are one of those teams where running back goes down, they got another guy that comes in and he knows the system and he hits all the holes. And I think their wide receivers are starting to be the same way. I mean, they bring in these guys that, not to say that they're no name, but lesser known guys, and they come into the system and they have success because Mahomes is going to give them success. They still have Kelsey.
But I'm relying on something that you said, I think it was last week or it might have been week 3. I'm going with my head on the spread. I think the Chiefs win by a field goal, but because they're laying 5, I'm going to take the spread, the +5, going to New Orleans. So even if the Chiefs win, I'm walking out with the W if I'm getting the 5. I think it's going to be that close. I don't think the Chiefs have the firepower with the loss of their wide receiver. So book it. I'm going New Orleans as my upset on the road.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm sticking with the Chiefs at home.
Mahomes is too strong.
Yeah, I mean, Saints 2 losses in a row. We're starting to see maybe some of the early season luster wear off a little bit, and to your logic of, hey, the Chiefs are winning close games. Well, maybe they're due for a bigger win, especially
they
against
get Kelsey involved,
especially against a
Slow
lesser
start.
team on Monday night. So, yeah, I think I'd look for the Chiefs to keep the winning streak going, move to 5-0, and to cover the 5
Do you
points.
think they
Probably
can
win by
contain
6 or
Kamara?
7.
I think look for a lot of that Alvin Kamara handoff, right? Running back or New Orleans. I mean, do you think they can box them in? I mean, they do have a good D-line. The Chiefs are.
Andy Reid and is it Spagnuolo? That's the defensive coordinator for Kansas City.
Guy's a
I
killer.
mean,
Guy's a killer.
these guys know how to game plan. I don't think they're going to be surprised by Alvin Kamara. He's one of my favorite players, by the way, but I think they're going to be able to, just do enough, answer to the Saints what they can do. I just like the Chiefs scheming. I like their players. I like them at home. So I'm going Chiefs.
Save money. So the Cousins disagree on Game 4.
Maybe I can catch you this week if I get that one
Hey,
right.
could even it up. Game 1, we're both going Bucks over Falcons. Game 2, Dolphins at Patriots. Cousins both say Patriots are going to win that one, even in a squeaker. We both like Steelers at home against the Cowboys, even though the Steelers are giving up the 2.5. And then we break Chiefs Saints. I go upset with the Saints. G Money's going Chiefs at home. Says no. Hey, look, the MVP, the reigning 2-time Super Bowl champs, too strong. You like it?
So
Book it.
lock in the picks.
All right.
It's on record now, so we can't go back and change it. We've
Hey, look,
already
folks,
said-
we are still in the green on these bets.
Luke, can you edit in me doing updated picks if I?
What do you think about that, Luker? You got the talent for that, Luker? I like it. All right. Now, typically, folks, we do an overtime segment, all things legal in the NFL. Today, we're going to skip that. At the same time, 2 things we're thinking about over here in the Tampa Bay area. Number 1, most important, Hurricane Helene and the victims that are out there. Massive hurricane sweeping through our coast. Devastation. Our prayers and thoughts go out to everybody that's in recovery mood all the way up into the Carolinas. It's been devastating. We have links to other posts that we've made in terms of hurricane relief, things that you can give and support. We just want everybody to know out there that we're thinking about them. We've seen it up close and personal, just living off of Tampa Bay, of what this has done. And that one hit pretty close to home for us, G.
Yeah, and also enjoy your posts about the insurance industry, how to make a claim, certain things you can do. So
Try to get
look
that
for
relief
those
on your
some of those
policies.
posts as well. So
Yeah, get involved. Number 2, on a personal note, from my boy Anthony Macaluso, the passing of Pete Rose, hitting icon out of Major League Baseball. Charlie Hustle dies at age 83. Just a little thought out there that I'm going to leave the show with. 4,256 hits. Said differently, if you've got 200 hits a year in the show, in the MLB, for 20 years straight, you still would not have as many hits as Pete Rose did in a career. I'm going to throw it out there, folks. That may be a record that's never broken. So R.I.P. Charlie Hustle. As a big baseball fan, hate to hear it. A legend passes away. But that's a legal formation. It's Rob, Garrett signing off. We'll see you guys in week 6. And when in doubt, get serious. Bum, 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 Luker.
week 5 in the books.